Hi, class, and welcome back. And we're on Module 10, so we're just um, moving along through our book. So this week we are going to focus on health policy, which is, of course, everywhere today. So you're probably sick of discussing health, but this is an area that's just something that we've been spending the last few years talking about. And now, we happen to be um, in a health crisis. So we're going to we're going to look at the policy side of health, and of course, I'm still going to stick away from dealing with present issues on my side. You can go ahead and discuss that on your side if you want to. That's totally up to you. So I'll just work through what we're doing, and then we're going to work on our final paper, which will turn into a final assignment. I'm in a final discussion, so it'll be good how this works out. So first of all, you're going to read Chapter 10 and start answering posts through the Chapter 9 discussion. And there's a video on economics of healthcare. And again, with this, it's all about economics. I'm sure most of you can remember when they were passing the ACA, and all the issues that came up with discussing that. And this is just one of those areas that people are never happy with. Because it's one of those things, when you're healthy, you don't feel like you need health care and you don't want to pay for it. And when you're unhealthy, you feel like there's not enough of it. And so it's something that we walk a pretty interesting line with. And of course, as we get older, we tend to need more care with health than we do when we're younger. And so if you look at other countries, they take approaches where the healthy take care of the weak, or the strong take care of the weak, the healthy take care of the sick, the young take care of the old, and that's how health markets generally work. And again, people usually have issues with that because it's expensive. It's an expensive thing to take care of, and so it's a political issue for people to discuss, but it's fascinating. It's something we all need. So we're going to watch the economics of healthcare video, get you some economic underpinnings here. Then there's a Chapter 10 assignment, a Dropbox assignment, a quiz, and a fixing healthcare video that's associated with our discussion. And you're going to start working on your paper. And so I'll have my dates changed on this video when I make it live for the web page. So here's the PowerPoint, and then we have the assignment. This is just 1 to 2 paragraph short answers. The first one is referring to this particular video, this healthcare video, and the second one is identifying the major differences between Medicare and Medicaid, and what are the effects of these differences, and what do they reflect about our underlying philosophies of these programs. So that's using the textbook to answer that, of course. We have a Chapter 10 discussion forum, and we'll wait for this to pop up here. So there's a short video you're going to watch, and this is from Orange County, California. And so it has interviews with 2 people discussing implementation of healthcare. And so they explain some of the normal problems. I shouldn't use the word current problems because now we have slightly different problems than we do during normal times. But they're discussing some current problems that exist in our healthcare system. And I want you to answer what kind of national health policy could be implemented to meet the goals of social justice for groups of people who still lack access to healthcare. And that's a major issue, people who can't have access to healthcare. The second one is I want you to basically pretend you're in a policy shop and you're given the assignment of having one area that you can suggest an improvement to for delivery of healthcare. So healthcare is a very complex topic. You could write policy on it that's very complicated and has a lot of different facets. For this, you're going to pick one policy. So just one thing. I don't want you picking 5 or 6 different things. You're gonna say one thing and what it's designed to improve. And so this might be really hard for some people because you could think of 10 or 15 things right off the top of your head that you'd like to see happen. But you're going to just pick one. And you're going to hope that the rest of the people in the class kind of pick up the other ones. And what I'll do is I'll put these together as they come in, and you guys have a discussion about them, and we'll kind of see what, as a class, you discuss. And I will give you an opportunity to vote on these as they you read them next week, and so we can see what's important to the rest of the class and what you like, and so we'll just kind of see how that goes. And so again, make sure you just pick one and then discuss what your suggestion is trying to address. So if you have an idea, put down the reason why you have it, what it's trying to do, what's the point of it. Kind of gets back to the idea of who cares. So why should people care about this idea? What's it trying to take care of? Then we have our quiz. And lastly, we have a short paper because we're not doing presentations. So I know some of you are having a sigh of relief that you don't have to do a presentation in front of the class, but now you have to write a paper. So this is going to be a 5-page paper, and you're going to take your presentation part 1 and 2 and stitch them together. I'm giving you 2 weeks to work on this. It shouldn't be very difficult by now. And you're going to use this as an opportunity to do what you do with the presentation and teach each other about how you would deal with a social problem. So this class, again, the idea behind this class is, you took social problems before. Here's a problem. Well, here's how we're going to fix the problem. Or here's how we're going to keep the problem the same and not let it grow or get better. Sometimes you just maintain a status quo with it and let the present trends continue because maybe that's the only choice you have. And in very small instances, there's opportunities to take a problem and say, I'm just going to go ahead and make it worse. I never really recommend people do that, but that is a direction people do move with social policy. So you are allowed to do that in this paper. So again, I'm going back through the first 2 parts of this assignment. Number 1, identify a social problem that has been addressed by a social policy that you'd like to discuss. Discuss the history of the social problem and any previous attempts to ameliorate the problem that you can think of. If you can't identify any, that right there is a problem. Number 3, identify a social policy that addresses that problem that you want to focus on. And this is getting back to your creativity. How do you see is a good way forward with dealing with this social problem? Number 4, propose a possible solution to the problem. And again, I already just said that. Number 5, you're going to discuss the level of the policy that will be enacted to propose the policy with. So this might be done at the agency level, the local level, the state, or the federal level. So when you're saying, here's my problem and here's what needs to be done, where is your proposal going to lie? Is it going to deal with an agency? Is it going to deal with your town, your state, the federal government? Who's it going to affect? Who's going to be responsible for carrying out this policy implementation? And that's it. So you have 2 weeks to work on that. And it should be fun for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email, and I will get back to you. Otherwise, you'll hear from me again next week. Thank you.